Live Q&A, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have 3 questions. Let's go through each one. First question that came in, have we hit the bottom? I mean, this is definitely not something we can really predict right now. Of course, no one can predict that, but I have seen the February numbers and we are definitely up month over month from January. Even though we are going to be significantly down from February 2022, we have been seeing an upswing in the market, especially in the last few weeks. If you've been watching any of the stuff, you know I've been talking about it, especially on the Mike's Market Minute. We've been seeing more of an uptick. Prices are up, and especially in certain areas where properties are very desirable or desirable areas with great properties are definitely seeing a lot of action. Last night or the other day I saw last night I saw offer date as well. The other day before that, I saw 26 offers on a property on the east side of Toronto. It was a semi-detached home. It ended up selling for about $500,000 over asking. Of course, it was priced low for a bidding war, but getting 26 offers, and I read somewhere that they had over 50 or 60 showings, tells me that the buyers are out there. And I know it's something we've been discussing more and more as the weeks have gone on. One thing's for sure, the market is definitely different than November, December, and even the first half of January. I don't know what the next rate announcement is going to bring in a few days, but if it's more positive news, or and by positive news, I mean, hopefully they don't raise the rate even more. And if they stay where they are, I wonder if that's going to ignite even more activity in the market, because that's what we did see after the January 25th announcement. The prices definitely increased since then. And the one thing with not as many properties on the market that are in those desirable areas, those ones are getting attention. And I know the stats are going to say that there's a ton of active listings and not a ton of sales. Well, I'll be honest, there's a lot of active listings out there that are not that great. And I think that's the key right now, is that if property is not great and not priced well in today's market, it's not selling and it's just sitting there. The properties that are priced well at today's prices and are great properties are definitely getting attention. And that's something that has really been standing out to me lately, especially in the last couple of weeks. Next question. Should I upsize in today's market? This is a question that I feel like I keep getting also on the downsizing side as well. And the question is, first of all, when did you purchase your property? So that's going to matter as well. And what does it look like if you wanted to upsize? So if you have a condo downtown, you've been in that property for a couple of years now, maybe it's getting a little bit too tight and you're ready to either step up to a bigger place. Chances are, if you've had that property for a few years, it's probably done pretty well in the market. Now, you might not get the same price that you would have got last year in February. So if prices have come down, let's use some easy math. If prices have come down 10% from, let's say $700,000 on a 1-bedroom downtown, that's down about $70,000. If you're looking to step into the detached market and maybe like a nice freehold entry-level property, like a semi, for example, at $1.6 million, that 10% drop is about $160,000. So technically net ahead, you'd be net ahead if you're buying and selling in the same market. And that is the key, buying and selling in the same market, because if the market shifts very quickly, you don't want to be chasing it either, and you definitely don't want to be on the other end of it either way. So buying and selling in the same market, I would recommend that if you are looking to make a move, either upsizing or downsizing, that your current property is ready to go. And what I mean by that is it's already been painted, maybe it's been staged, maybe it's starting to get shopped around on social media, things like that. That's something, every strategy is super case by case dependent, but I would say that, for example, if the property is ready to go and you get out there and start looking at things that you like, you're also going to want to talk to a mortgage broker as well, all that aspect. Have all your ducks in a row, as I always say, and then you're able to make the move in either direction. If you do purchase, get that property on the market for sale like ASAP. And if you're looking to sell, get out there and start looking on the buy side as well if you have great product ready to go. So that's what I would recommend in today's market. The next question actually was going from a lease to a purchase right now. And I think there's a few scenarios where if you are going from a lease, there could be 3 reasons why you want to make the jump to a purchase. First reason, of course, would be that you're just tired of renting and you're looking to make that purchase. In that case, it's a great time. Hopefully you've saved up enough for a down payment. typically for your first time property, if you're not purchasing over $1 million, you don't have to put down the full 20%. So that's a big thing as well. If you are in a building and your landlord has just raised the rent by a significant amount, if it's newer than November 15, 2018, and now all of a sudden your rent payment has jumped, $700, $800, $900, and then you're looking to move, or if you're looking to move in general and noticing that the prices might not be what they were even a year ago or 2 years ago on the rental market, maybe buying becomes more attractive. And the other option is if you're just looking, to go from a rental, maybe you've been here for a couple of years and you just came to Toronto and you're looking to get into a home and call it a home and make it a home. That's another option as well. I would recommend that if you are renting, there's a few things to consider. The first one, that if you're over the 1 year mark, you're in a month-to-month lease, you do have to give your landlord 60 days notice if you're going to leave. Now, if you have a landlord with a great relationship and maybe you have the conversation, maybe they'll be okay with leaving a little bit earlier if you find something that the closing date has to match up with what the sellers are looking for, which could also help with your purchase. You're going to want to have that conversation with your landlord. You're also going to want to make sure that you do speak with a mortgage broker, mortgage specialist to know what your buying options are. And then you're going to want to start the process of navigating, know what kind of property you're looking for, and see if it falls within your budget. Those are all elements that we can go through one by one. And if you ever wanted to book in a call with me, definitely click on that link in the description down below. You can get a hold of me on basically any social media, and we can have that discussion and create a plan for you. That's super important, is that whatever plan we create is definitely for your unique situation. That's it for today. That's your live Q&A. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you next week. Oh, and by the way, if you've been listening this long, click that like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And if you're watching on whatever, Apple Podcasts or Spotify or, of course, YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review, all that good stuff. See you next week.